Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. Now I'm down to the last major thing I have to install on the Cobra, the windshield wipers. So it really kills me to have to put windshield wipers on this thing, but it won't pass inspection without it. And the ones they raced at Le Mans and the ones they raced did have windshield wipers, so it is pretty original. Now I had to put together the system, the windshield wiper system from old parts, and if you're doing this, if you're building a car and you need to put windshield wipers on, let me show you the motor, the carriage system, the wheel houses, the wipers, all the stuff that I bought in order to install it in the car. So what you're going to need, basically you're going to need a wiper motor with the gearbox and a switch. This happens to be out of a MGB. This car is set up to take any windshield wiper system from a 1969 or newer MG. This one happens to be from a 1994 MGB, but you see it says GT right here, and that GT is important. You want to make sure when you buy it all the components match, and it all has to do with the windshield wiper fitting on the post. Some windshield wipers are different sizes, so if you can buy it, buy the entire package. Now you can buy a brand new package ready to install in your car for like 450 bucks, which is pretty pricey. I bought this system here. I bought the motor. It was like 68 bucks on eBay. It's a certified motor that works. It comes with the wire. Comes with two wheel houses. I had to buy the escutcheons here separately, but if you can get those with it, that's great. And the wheel house, it's pretty simple the way this works. Oh, and I had to buy the wiper arms separately because it didn't come up with a whole package. But if you can buy it all as a complete deal, that's by far the way to go. I'll show you really quickly how this works, and then we'll go put them in. These systems are pretty simple. It's just really that wire on the inside that makes the wipers turn when the motor turns. You have this 3/8 tube with a flare on the end which holds the wheelhouse on there. And these things are pretty simple. It's just the wiper arm here, which rotates back and forth with the wiper, and there's a gear in here, and that gear is shaped the same as this wire. And when you put this in here, like this, you can see as the wire rotates, it kind of turns this back and forth. And that's what makes the windshield wiper go back and forth. That's all how that works. And then there's a back plate that goes on here like this, and a couple nuts that hold it together. But it's pretty simple the way this works. Now we can go and install these on the body, and then we'll find a place to mount the motor. Now, standard spacing in front of the windshield here is you find the center of the windshield and you go 7 inches on either side, so you got 14 inches between each one of the wheel houses, and 1.25 inches back from the front of the lip of the seal on the windshield. So 1.25 inches forward, 7 inches on either side. Now we got to draw and cut these circles. Now the wheel house has got to get mounted on the inside of the car, or underneath the dash. And it doesn't go straight up and down. It's not 90 degrees. It's actually on an angle, and it's the same angle as the rubber spacer that goes underneath. That's what holds it on an angle while it's inside the dashboard, under the dashboard. And to make this hole oval, you just draw your center line, or the center where you're going to cut the hole, and then you take this, turn it over, put it on the angle here, and put this just like that, and trace the inside of that circle. And once you trace the inside of the circle, you'll have the oval just right. So when you put this in here, rather than being straight, it'll be on an angle and come through. And now we'll cut this hole, drill through, and we'll grind it on an angle to make sure that when it sits in there, it'll fit nice and flush. Now here's the hole underneath, and as you can see, if I try and feed this in here, it won't go because this cross member's in the way. So I'm going to have to trim a little bit of this out of here. And remember that when I put the car back together after I paint it, I have to put the wheel houses in the body before I put that in. But then again, it doesn't matter because I'm cutting an access hole for it right now anyway. So this is how it ended up, the wheelhouse, or the wheel box. Some people call it the wheel box. This is how it ended up. I got it tightened up on the front pretty good. And you can see I had to cut away a good deal of this to get a good deal of this support to get this in there. But once you get it in there, we'll look at the front. And this was a difficult thing here, to move the wiper out of the way. It was getting the escutcheon to fit flat on the body with the nut to be 90 degrees. It's really tough to get that angle just right. I had to sand that down a little bit to get it on there, but it fits on there pretty good. Now with the wiper in position, I had to bend this a little bit more to get it even or parallel with the bottom of the windshield. But as you can see, through the whole motion of the wiper, it goes all the way back and all the way down. And it'll park right about there. Now all I have to do is duplicate it on the other side. Now with those installed, in the next video we can focus on getting the motor working right, making a bracket, finding a good location, welding it in place, and getting them running. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.